Honey boy.
I felt like singing
Honey boy.
a song like right
The
after.
Lord made a man.
I thought of the song Hollywood. Oh yeah,
There's the song,
Honey Boy.
Is it Honey Bear? Honey Bear.
The Elvis song?
Yeah, or
Yeah.
You
You be my Honey Bear. Okay, Steve's ready. I think.
Primarily Critical.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Primarily Critical Movies Out After Party. This would be it.
If you have not seen this film, oh my goodness, mask fell down.
Oh,
Careful.
no.
Oh,
quick.
We
decontaminate.
suggest that you
I
do
caught
so
the
before
COVID.
listening any further.
Because we have spoilers, trivia, and opinions like crazy, and we cannot wait to share them.
Good, bad, new, old, weird or gross, we test, judge, run on them all.
Today, yay parenting. My name is Steve. I'm here with
Phil.
and
John.
today we're covering Honey Boy,
Honey Boy.
the 2019 classic.
Classic.
2019.
I'm just gonna throw classic
It's going
after
to be
every
classic.
movie.
It's
Every-
going to be a classic,
It's gonna
right?
be a classic.
Yeah.
My notes are sparse
Really?
because I was too busy watching the movie.
Well, there you go.
There you
That means
go.
it was good.
Oh,
You were
okay. Well, does that mean you enjoyed this movie?
I did.
Did you? Yeah, I did.
Okay.
John?
Yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. I think it's a tough watch for people that come from backgrounds that are
Kid
similar.
stars,
Yeah.
Child stars, but really like a
Well,
real
people that have
grind.
alcoholic parents, this
Yeah.
is not an easy watch at all.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And trying to, the father, well, he was pretty messed up. He's
Yeah.
trying to raise this kid as a child actor, and we see two versions of him. We see him at age 12, and we see him at age, he's an adult, he's young.
Yeah, young adult.
And rehab for the bulk of the movie. And yeah, do you think that was effective to see the two versions of him reflecting back? Because there's a lot of that.
I thought it was done reasonably well. I didn't think, I'm not even sure the older part was much weaker than the younger part, for sure.
You think so?
Well, because the father wasn't really in the older part, right?
Yeah,
And he,
yeah.
the
Not till the end, right?
Shia LaBeouf's character was really central to this movie.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
he
was-
wasn't in the older part except for that one
Yeah.
scene where he finally goes back and says, right?
Yeah.
So, but it does show, I think it was effective in the fact that they showed the older part, it showed the damage that he's carried with him
Yeah. I thought
all
he was
these
effective.
years later.
Oh, yeah.
right? So
I thought he
that was
effective
important for that
in rehab.
reason.
He was
Yeah.
effective doing
Yeah.
his part. But
Yeah.
boy, Noah Jupe plays Otis at age 12. What an actor! What a standout
Yeah.
performance for me.
For the kid.
The kid,
The kid did amazing. Yeah.
absolutely.
He did
Yeah.
very well.
He did really well, yeah.
He did very well.
I mean,
There were times when you really wanted to like the dad. You wanted to like him.
at times.
At times, I mean, he's going to his meetings.
Yeah.
He's
He claims to be alcohol free for
he's
X amount of years.
really struggling with his sobriety, but he's trying.
Yeah.
He's getting paid by his son,
Yeah.
which is
It's got to be tough.
Demeaning.
yeah. Like what kind of?
But what are they?
It's an interesting life choice.
I don't understand why they had to be so low in their lifestyle. Like, was he not making enough? Because nobody would hire. The whole deal was the son believed nobody's going to hire a criminal, like a sex criminal, right?
Sex offender.
Sorry, yeah. And so the son believes he has to make the money, but that's the best they could do is a shitty motel for all those years.
I don't know, man.
I mean, I don't think he was famous as a kid.
No,
The sense I got as a kid is that he was getting roles,
yeah,
which was enough to keep them in a shitty hotel.
but
He did ultimately become successful, but
yeah, but
not
boy,
as a kid.
what a grind that was, right? Holy
Well, yeah.
crap.
Toward the end there, he was actually getting recognized.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And oh man,
So, the biggest thing about this movie, maybe I missed it, but where was the mother? And why?
Well, it is funny how that they portray her. All we get is just some phone calls and the child's perspective and his perspective. But his perspective is so skewed that we can't take any. It's not qualitative for the viewer because he's jaded, and anyone who's jaded from an ex,
Yeah.
that's not. But,
It's he said, she said.
yeah,
Always.
exactly. But the kid says something about. He said, "Do you remember?" He made some reference. I can't. He said something about the mom, defended her in a way.
Oh, the son.
Yeah, the son. The son said something. He said, because the dad said something about she doesn't. Why do you think she's not with you, or why do you think, or something like that?
So what was the reason? Yeah.
And he said because she's busy, or she's an accountant, or something.
Oh man, because the dad is doesn't want to talk to the mom. Is that right? And
Yeah.
he's yelling at the kid, and the kid is softening it and repeating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that was horrific.
man, it was really hard to watch.
That
Yeah, there was a
hard to
lot of
watch.
soft,
And it
soft
was-
scenes.
It was
right?
also difficult to understand what the hell was going on. And there's also this big brother dude,
Yeah,
and I thought he was the stepdad,
No,
but he wasn't
No.
the stepdad. He was worked for Big Brother.
the mom
Yeah.
thought that the big brother would be a good idea for the kid. Is my take on that.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, but you could see how really despicable the dad is. He lures him in and says, "Oh yeah, you want to hang out with son?" And at the end of it, he's like racist at him and throwing him in the pool.
Yeah.
It's like,
talking about
holy-
raping his dead relatives.
yeah. So you
Yeah.
can see how the son
Very
throughout,
colorful language.
Yeah.
throughout the movie, the son is taking so much verbal abuse and
Yeah.
physical abuse at the end of it all. It's just like,
Well, yeah, he's not.
Well, that to me is like typical alcoholic behavior. Is that you treat your kids like shit, and but you can't stand anybody that comes in and tries to do something good for your kid.
yeah.
Those are the people you almost hate more than anyone
Yeah.
in the world,
So-
right? And I've seen this. I'm not going to throw out names, but I know real life situations exactly like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So what? At what point do you even give a shit about James, the father, Shia's character? Like, did you feel like you could?
Well, you could almost see.
There's
You
moments,
can
like
almost.
you said.
There's moments where you think he's really trying.
He's been
He's
lit.
really trying.
Yeah, he's really
And
trying.
he's struggling with this, and
Yeah.
he doesn't want to be shit, but he just is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
So maybe if we had more, like, here's an interesting thought I had. This movie seems like a very low budget operation.
yeah,
They kept it really central to like just a couple
a few
locations.
key locations.
Not many actors. In movies like this, you always movies like the Vietnam vet kind of movies, or the people with PTSD. They always kind of do that flashback scene where they pull
Yeah.
back in the war, and they have the moments where the reason why you can understand he's going through difficulty. All we really see of him is at his meetings with the vets, and like, is that due to budget or just, what I'm saying? Like, would it be more
I think
effective to
he
get
showed
more
everything
context?
he wanted to show.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think it was effective enough. Do we need? Like, I am about character movies, and I like background, I like knowing stuff. But I think, as far as what we needed, the context of the boy doesn't give a shit about what happened in Vietnam, and to me, this is a story about the boy's take, right? It's not the story about, as much as I might like to know what the dad happened to the dad in Vietnam
To
stuff,
give
just
you more background.
to give you more background.
To feel his pain,
I feel
guess,
like
right?
that would do disservice to the boy, because then we're going to be like, oh well, hey, the dad has a reason to be like that.
Yeah.
It's not about the dad; it's about the boy. This story is the boy's story. This is what happened to the boy, right?
Well,
And if you don't want to, I don't know. Go ahead. You're gonna.
well, in the end of the movie, he says, "Dad, I'm going to make a movie about you."
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that tells me that maybe it is about the dad.
but it's the boy making a movie about the dad, and,
Yeah.
and I mean, I just okay, having alcoholics too close to home. I feel like alcoholics always try to make it about them,
Yeah.
right?
I think he
Everything
did
in life, and you see that in this movie. They
I think
always
he-
try to
yeah.
make it about them,
Excellent
right?
point. and the guilt of the like the victims and the family has to feel like we gotta support you or something, or we gotta
yeah.
like he.
I'm glad they didn't make
With-
this movie about him too much.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't deserve it.
Yeah.
He was a piece of shit, really. At
He
the end
was
of
a
the day.
piece of shit, and he was like manipulating this poor kid. And he was the honey boy. He was just he answer me this. At the end of the movie, he says, "Okay, I'll try to do better." And after the son is like threatening to leave him, which I thought he was going to somehow. I don't know. Like, what happens when the father finally says, "Okay, I'll try to do better," and he shows him the pot stash he's growing up the side of the road. Now,
Yeah.
I'm wondering, so there's a gap. It's like, does father get caught for growing pot? Because he seemed to be like, no one will care. No one will. Because
I think eventually he got busted for that, but
yeah, because there's a gap. Like we jump to the future.
Yeah, we jumped to the future,
And,
and we
like-
don't know what actually made them go their separate ways, right?
Yeah. Interesting. Like they didn't fill
Yeah.
in that detail, and
They
I'm
didn't fill out
assuming
that
maybe he
detail,
did get caught. Because why would they talk about the pot? Like then he becomes
Yeah.
a big successful drug. Makes a little bit of cash.
Yeah.
They don't see what goes on from there. We know
That's
that this movie is based on Shia's life.
Yeah.
So did he go on to be a bigger star and bigger and making decent money, get him out of that shit? But he doesn't take his father out of that shit. He dissociates himself. But
He
they don't go
dissociates
into
himself.
that.
Yeah.
They don't go into that.
No, they don't. There's a gap. There's definitely a gap in there, and I think, I think there was a gap. I mean, I think
Too much story.
in
I
Shia
don't know.
LaBeouf's real life story.
Yeah, they didn't want to go there.
He hadn't seen him when he went to approach him about this movie. It had been 6 years since the last time he saw him.
totally
you know.
cut him off.
Yeah, so he had totally cut him off, and so
That would have killed him, right? That father would have seen his rise to some stardom in movies.
and that father
big
went out.
movies.
Yeah, like
That must have killed him. And then you find him at the end of the movie, still at the motel, the same motel, if we're led to believe.
yeah.
And he's a clown. He's acting
Yeah.
as a clown.
he's
Sad.
a clown.
To me, the most telling thing in this whole movie, there was one statement where the kid says, "Yeah, but if I didn't pay you, you wouldn't
be here."
be here." And to me, there's so much truth in that statement. Like, we can look at. That's why we don't want to look at this piece of shit's whole life, is because that is the truth.
Yeah.
That he wouldn't be there if the paycheck wasn't there. He was there simply because he saw. And I find that funny. He said, "This is a real life name. We call him Honey Boy."
Yeah.
His real dad called him Honey Boy and stuff. And they said, if you read the information, it says it was an endearing statement that he used in real life, an endearing term he used for his boy. I think Honey Boy means like money boy.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's
right
what
from
I.
the
Yeah,
top.
absolutely.
You're just
yeah.
You're my meal ticket. You're the guy.
Yeah, exactly. And to
Yeah.
me, that's what that means. But endearing, there's nothing endearing about it. This is a drunk. This is a drunk that was self-serving all the time, all the way through. And he hated the fact that he was laden with this kid, but this kid was keeping him going, and he hated that part about.
But he wasn't a drunk when he was in the movie. He's depicted at the end of the movie. He has a relapse, but while he's sober the whole time through the movie.
Yeah,
They chain smoke a lot. He even gets his kid smoking at like 12
Yeah.
years old, which
That
is
was weird.
There's some
Yeah.
there's that element to it, right? Where he's not. He's supposed to be sober, right? But he still harbors the same
yeah.
monsters or demons.
Well, they call them dry alcoholics.
Yeah. Okay.
A dry alcoholic is just as dangerous as a drunk one.
Yeah.
Unless you change your thinking, a dry alcoholic it could be just as destructive.
Wow.
Destructive.
Heavy stuff.
Yeah. I know.
Steve,
Sorry, I
you
don't.
got your notes?
Do we want to talk about? They call her Shy Girl.
Oh.
So there's this. Shall we say, Lady of the Night? Is she a prostitute?
I think we're talking about the girl that
Well,
lives
she's
across
too young to
the
be-
motel.
She's
Like,
too young to be a lady of the night. Don't
Is
you
she?
think?
no.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's alluded to that she is.
Well, it could, at one point.
I think her mom might be.
At one point, Shy Girl and Otis become friends, like close friends.
Oh, very.
And then they're really,
Yeah.
and they just, They feel alone and they
Yeah.
find comfort in each other's arms,
How
and
old?
it's not a sexual thing.
Well,
Yeah.
it's
But
borderline. And,
and-
how
and-
old?
and he pays her. He pays her money.
Yeah.
All right,
Because what?
because maybe he's seen that in the past.
That's how I read that.
Or that he knows she needs the money.
Oh, no, I
Like,
think
both.
I like what Steve said. I think
But-
he's seen this,
Well,
and that's
then-
what you do.
But then we know that she is a prostitute, which is very sad. Because she looked. How old to you did she look? 14?
13?
13?
Who knows?
But it felt awkward because she did look older than Otis, but Otis was 12.
Yeah.
But it was to me, it was like, wow, that's a
But
tension.
we do know she's a prostitute? We find that
I
out?
think so. No, we don't. But
You
at
know?
the
We're left to our own devices.
there's scenes with the fathers looking across like, hey, I know you're a prostitute, and
But I thought he was looking across earlier at the mother of her.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he was looking at her.
What, really?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
It looked like that to me, anyways.
Okay.
But
Interesting. That's a wow.
It is, so we're just not gonna have Otis go to school. Apparently, because I always expected
like he's homeschooled.
is he homeschooled? Because he keeps going to work, and he keeps like they go to day, and there's no
Mhm.
indication that he's going to school.
Yeah.
Maybe this is during the summer of whatever year. or-
So Dad did really. It seemed mostly like he was getting him to his auditions and really making sure this worked and reading lines with him and stuff. He's trying to make him good. But
Yeah.
at certain points, he's like Jekyll and Hyde. He just like, oh, it's wussy stuff. You're trying to method act. What do you know about acting? And
Yeah.
he was demeaning him here and there. I can't imagine that life trying to do that and
Yeah.
trying to act. And then, because throughout the movie, he says, I'm good at acting. That one scene at the very
Yeah.
beginning of the movie when he's back in the police car, he says, you don't know how good I am.
Yeah.
It's like, wow. That was interesting to me.
Well, there was a dichotomy going on with the dad. It's like the dad wanted some part of his son to be like
Superstar.
the best actor, a
Yeah,
superstar.
this meal
Right.
ticket. Honey.
Yeah, but he also wanted to
Held
make
him
sure
back.
that is only if he was being credited for it. Like if
Yeah.
the dad was somehow, I'm the one that brought him there.
Sure.
If that can't be happened, then no, I don't
Yeah.
want him to have anything. He has to know that I'm better than him. So there's like this weird,
Yeah.
power balance
So-
that's just not going to work. Like,
Did you guys stay for the
Oh.
Did you stay for the ending of the movie? They did the end credits, and they're showing up real life pictures of the
I did.
actors.
I saw this. Yes.
Yeah.
But at some point throughout the credits, they actually cut to a scene with the Otis on a bike. He's staring at the camera and he like smirks. I don't know what that
I
meant.
might not
Like,
have
everything
been paying
worked out
attention
at the
anymore.
end or something. I
Yeah,
don't know.
okay. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But
so-
it nothing happened, so it was,
no, I don't know what that meant really. But anyways, like
it meant something to the director, or
Ah.
maybe it meant something to Shy.
yeah.
Shy,
Yeah, but I overall like pretty amazing effort for Shia LaBeouf.
yeah.
Shia.
Well, yeah. And, I think I was about to say some stuff in the trivia, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, no, I actually don't see it in here, but I think this was. Oh no, it is there.
I think I know. I think I know what you're alluding to. Maybe we should just get into trivia, or we have more notes or things to cover.
Okay, sure. Let's. I got very little notes, like I said before.
Steve
I
usually has a
know. I
book.
know. Shia LaBeouf. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Was arrested for public intoxication on July of 2017 in Savannah, Georgia. He was ordered to attend a 10-week rehab program where he discovered that he had PTSD and began writing the screenplay for Honey Boy.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Post-traumatic stress disorder from his childhood.
Sure.
You know?
Childhood, yeah.
And
Which I believe it.
I believe it too, and
Yeah.
I think it's not uncommon for children of alcoholics to definitely have that, and not even be aware they have it,
And
you
I
know?
thought they did a good job of portraying that. And movies that do flashbacks back and forth are sometimes get tedious, but I didn't feel that way with this movie. I enjoyed the rollout of it. So
Yeah.
Well, it's an interesting role, and he did it super well, and of course he would.
Of course.
I mean,
yeah.
he studied that man more than he studied anyone
Yeah.
else on the planet.
Yeah.
And I promise you that's true. You know,
Oh yeah.
All right.
children of alcoholics, they study that alcoholic like it's like the project of a lifetime.
Yeah,
You know?
if they could fix them.
Yeah. And so,
So-
of course he'd play him well. I mean, he knew it inside and out. Anyway, you want to take the next one? Or?
Sure. Shia hadn't spoken to his father for 7 years prior to making this movie.
Woo.
7 years? Do the math. I mean, I guess, yeah. Like at some point, which I would have liked to have known where was the time where he said, "You're not in my life anymore, Dad."
Yeah.
We didn't get to really see that.
Well, this
It's
I
alluded
know.
to.
I mean, this movie was only 94 minutes. They could have put more in, but I also think there was something telling at the end. He said when he went to tell his dad he's going to make a movie about him, he says, "As long as you don't make me look bad, or
Yeah.
as long as you make me look good,
Yeah.
or something like that." And I feel like there's, he doesn't look good,
Well,
but he probably could have looked a hell of a lot worse than
yeah.
he did.
Oh, I'm sure.
And we talk about the years of omission and how they finally went their separate ways. There's probably reasons those things aren't in there because it probably was actually super ugly and probably stuff that Sheila LaBeouf doesn't want to talk about.
Well, I don't know. He
No, I
looks like
wouldn't
he
be
buried it
surprised.
pretty good here.
Well, maybe.
But the next trivia will support what we're talking about here.
Shale got his father to sign the rights agreement by telling him that Mel Gibson would be playing him in the movie.
Hmm.
He knew Mel Gibson had already turned down the role, though Mel was supportive of Shale in the movie.
Yeah, that smells like Shia saying, "I'm gonna just pull one over him
Yeah.
because I need him on board." Right?
Totally.
Like, but why did he need to sign the rights agreement? This is all fictional. No names are used in real life. This is all like, you know how movies do the end of the, they do the end credits and they say none of this is depicted or any similarities to real life are
Yeah.
not intended. So
Yeah.
blah blah blah. You can pretty much make your movie about anybody. But we all know what this movie was about.
Well,
but
and I
but
think
on
this
screen,
part of
the
They're just
names
covering their
changed.
ass. I don't know.
I guess, right?
But then also, if I was him, if I was Sheila LaBeouf, I would be like, I want people to know this is what happened. You know what I mean? Like,
what? Yeah.
the whole thing, you make it fictionalized, not, no, it didn't really happen.
Yeah.
Stuff. That's letting him off the hook. Right?
These movies are too important. I think you need to have movies out there like this,
Yeah.
honest depictions of the alcoholism and child actor,
Yeah.
or that's dynamic out there.
Yeah.
So why not?
Absolutely. I'm glad he made this movie, and there should be more movies like this made. Absolutely.
Like in
And
real life.
kudos to him, man. I mean,
yeah.
and
Steve?
don't let the fucking alcoholic off the hook. Fuck him. Pin him to the wall. Put him out there. Let him know his dirt he did. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, obviously, this was very therapeutic for him.
absolutely.
I
it
think
is.
so.
And for others who've gone through it. You know?
And to that point, filming for the movie started only 2 weeks after Shia got out of rehab. Wow. I mean, well, he's probably spent the entire time, just like, or like at least after he wrote the script.
So he would have to
Planning it out.
convince somebody to produce this movie and back it and say, oh,
Yeah.
we're going to do this movie. You just got out of rehab. You're not maybe stable. And who knows?
Yeah.
But
Well, he did
holy
it.
crap, he did it. And he must have been rough for him to do a movie to live
Yeah.
the life. You think your addictions would creep back in while
Yeah.
you're trying to shoot this movie. That must have been difficult. So
Yeah.
good on you, Shia.
Shia? I don't know.
Sorry, man.
It's-
Butcher your name.
Yeah.
But hey, good movie. I thought it was.
I thought it was really good, yeah.
Really,
and it's on a low budget. I love when people make good movies at a low
Yeah.
budget. You know, that's my favorite thing in the world.
You don't
right?
need a
But,
big budget. You get your shit across. Good on you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
What was the budget? $3.5 million.
Pennies, man.
And let's just go back to just Birds of Prey. What was their budget there?
100 million.
82 to 100 million.
Yeah. No
This
big
was
thing.
3.5. I felt like this was a better story.
Ah, true. It's true. One's gonna stick with you a little longer than the
Yeah.
other.
That's right.
It's true. I'm gonna
Yeah.
remember what
Honey boy.
Shia looks like when he's all getted up in that
Yeah,
biz jazz.
that's right. Like I said, you don't need a fortune to make good movies. You need
No.
a good story and good characters, and that's it. Nothing more.
There was a snake in the lake. There was a snake in the pool.
Oh.
Did you see that?
Yes.
I did see this. Yes,
That was interesting.
it was interesting. Was
Well-
it symbolic or was it something we should be looking for?
I don't know. A lot of the movie took place at this motel. It's
Yeah.
pretty dungy. But hey, they drank a lot of cola and cigarettes
Yeah.
were involved.
Yeah.
That's
And
the
they
occasional
had a
swims.
pool, and the
Yeah.
Swims, dips.
kid used it.
Kid used it. Good on
You
the
notice there was a scene where the dad, like they're having a tiff or whatever, and the dad pulls out a cigarette, and then the son goes and
Yeah.
does the same thing.
He's,
Yeah.
he's,
You know,
he's
like,
method acting or
That was
acting.
intentional. That was exactly to show that sons, monkey see, monkey do, right?
Yeah,
That's like,
a little heavy-handed. Or the son's
Yeah.
like, I can, I don't give a shit anymore, Dad.
yeah,
I smoke.
yeah,
12-year-old. Dad didn't even try to stop him. But hey,
yeah.
Well, there was a certain point in the movie. He had just broken his sobriety.
Yeah.
And he was coming back, and he
Oh,
he found Shy Girl and the boy, and he was drawing conclusions that he shouldn't have. He was throwing up in the toilet. It was just he was in a bad.
He was in a bad way,
He was in a bad way.
Bad
I mean,
way.
and he was always in a bad way, but I mean, he was
extra bad.
extra bad.
But in the outset of it, well, he probably look back and say, well, why was I such an asshole? My son was just experiencing love. He
Yeah.
said at
He's a
one
kid
point,
for
Otis
crying
said,
out
I
loud.
love her. And I
Yeah.
believed it. Young love.
What
right?
you know at that age? That is
Yeah.
as close. That is
so
love at that age.
why you be an asshole about that? That's
Yeah.
why you gonna be an ass. But
Why
he
you gotta
was.
be an ass?
Why you
Yeah.
gonna be an ass? He's just living the life.
Yeah, he's a kid.
He's an
He's a
actor.
kid.
And he's fucking
Child
funding your
star.
life.
Leave him alone.
Leave him
Really?
alone.
God.
Dad. He's gonna watch this
Oh.
review and say, you're right.
All right, is that Honey Boy, gentlemen?
Yes,
Yeah.
Honey Boy and Leech Dad.
Yeah.
All right.
Next week, Monday at noon, the plan is to do 12 Angry Men with Christian and Greg.
Oh my goodness.
Now, I've been floating that movie around for a while, and I figured I'd finally pull the trigger on it. And I've already picked my movie for these guys. And,
Oh.
and I'm-
We just don't know yet.
they don't know yet.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm pretty excited about it. But that's
Oh.
that's weeks down the road.
Can't you see
I can't wait for you to join us.
Can't you see my excitement in this mask? I'm just smiling.
Yeah.
primarylycritical.com. Take care, guys.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Stay safe and don't touch anything.
Sorry about the bad.